at TLC Florist and Greenhouse in Oklahoma City, and we're going to take a look at what's new blooming for 2010. We're going to start by looking at some annuals with April Enos. April, thanks for joining us.
Glad to have you here.
Well, this is one of my favorite shows. I love to see what you have that's new for the year. So let's take a look at some of the annuals.
We do have a lot of stuff, and some of it's already potted.
Okay.
Right here we have Euphorbia hip hop. I know everybody's used to the diamond frost. However, this is going to be a little bit better. It's more compact. It works better. Right here, this is Scaevola Bombay Dark Blue. We've been looking for a Scaevola that has more of the species types. This is more compact, you know, doesn't get so rangy, and does the way it used to 10 years ago when it first came out.
It still has that beautiful flower.
This is one of the best things we have out this year. This is Lobularia Snow Princess. Looks just like Alyssum, right? Well, we got the testers of this in last May. We planted them out in June. These bloomed in July, August, September, October, and November, and then the freeze in December killed them.
Oh, that's
fabulous. I mean, it's an excellent performer. It's going to mat on the ground, works well in baskets and pots, and it just smells excellent. Now, we were talking about the Scaevolas over here, and I've got two right here. This is Topaz Pink, and this is a Topaz Blue bicolor.
I love the colors on that blue.
With just the blue edging, it's excellent. It does a lot of things. Now, up here, this is a Euryops. Euryops really isn't new, but the Sunny is more compact and more floriferous than the Sonishans that we've carried in the past. I've been very pleased with the performance of that. Now this is something new. This is Ribbon Bush. It is an excellent structural addition to a pot. You wouldn't want a garden bed full of them, but this is going to give you some interest and height and just, you know, something spurting out here and there that is really fun.
It has a fabulous texture. Look at that.
See, this wonderful guy, this is a Ruella, except this one is called Chi Chi Pink. So it's a tall Ruella, hardy, but it is in a pink.
I was surprised when you told me this was a salvia.
It is. This is Dancing Flame. And yes, the flowers are supposed to droop like that, but this is just, I mean, this is a bright spot in any garden. It's definitely going to look like the garden's on fire.
It's going to pop out, you bet.
I love different ornamental peppers, but this one, this is Purple Flash. It's another variegated. Instead of the white with some purple variegation, this is purple with some white variegation. The main pot that I do in my front porch is with variegated peppers and sweet potato vine, and it's the one everybody's like, oh my God, what is that? You know, when they're going by, or the neighbors, and I'm like, it's ornamental peppers. I mean, people don't realize, because this has the wonderful foliage, beautiful purple flowers, and then it gets the peppers that are purple and red and orange. It's just a really colorful plant.
They really do. They get a lot of attention in our gardens as well.
And this big guy here, it's not blooming. I wish it was, but that is actually a Justica. It's called Hollandica. It's a shrimp plant, but with the bronze foliage and the big bold size, just really excellent for in the garden. This guy, I showed it last year, I believe, but I'm bringing it out again because last year we had such limited numbers. I don't want people who, you know, did not get it to forget about. This is another mosquito plant, but it's one that stays a little bit more compact, and it has this beautiful variegated foliage for those people that just don't want quite as rangy a plant as the green does. And it still works the same. It'll still keep mosquitoes away, and has a wonderful lemon scent to it.
I love putting these by the door. You walk by and brush them, and they have such a great aroma.
And it also keeps mosquitoes from coming in your house.
Yes.
This is another salvia. This is related to the black and blue. This is Cervina. It is a bronze and red. You know, it's not going to be quite as aggressive as the black and blue, nor quite as large. But again, that's all relative. But it would be a great addition to your garden. I love Caryxes, and I know they're perennial, but they're great in pots also. I mean, and they'll go anywhere. You know, light shade to full sun, wet, dry. And this one is called orange sedge. And the more sun it gets, the more bright orange tones it gets to add to your garden or pot to give movement.
And those Carrocks are just so tough and tolerant.
Oh, they're
to every
excellent.
condition.
They are excellent. Alterantheras, I love them. This one is raspberry rum, and look at that color. And the more sun it's in, the better the color gets.
It's going to get more of this light pink.
Yes.
Oh, it's beautiful.
And this one, I mean, this is one of the red carpets, and it just more sun, the more color, and that is my type. And I'm not sure how it can get any more color than what it's getting, but supposedly
it's
it
great
can.
contrast too.
Yeah,
It's
supposedly
beautiful.
it can. This is not new. This is very, very old. This is piggyback plant. But people have got to understand, this is great in pots. It's going to give movement in the wind, but it's not going to be wispy movement. It's going to be something with some structure and some interest. It also works real well as an annual ground cover and has been known to come back in really protected areas. So it's a very marginal plant. Is there some new calibrachoas? This is the many famous varieties. This is many famous orange. Let me get a flower up here. And I mean, it's almost like a sunset with the colors. It has many famous yellow.
We have the yellow.
And this is many famous deep red, which I've
That
never
red.
seen a deeper red in a calibrachoa before. It's gorgeous.
And the yellow throat, that is a fabulous flower.
Excellent, excellent.
I noticed
plant.
the Lysianthus
Yes,
tucked in
and this
down
one,
here.
yeah, and this one is sapphire pink rim. I also have sapphire blue rim, but it wasn't cooperating, so I figured, imagine this blue instead of pink.
And
then
I
it'll
always
get you what
love
you
the
want.
closed flowers.
Oh, yeah,
They have
because
such
it has
beautiful
a little
structure.
kiss of pink
Very
on it
nice.
too. And down here, of course, my obsession, which is sun coleus, because it's great. It goes in full sun to full shade, pots, ground, or as a house plant. It will do anything you want it to. I have.
And there's so many colors to choose
This
from
is showing
as well.
7 colors. There's just now starting to get their full tones to them, getting enough warmth. And I actually have 13 new colors available this year.
You have a lot of different ground covers,
yes,
and I
I
know
have-
there's so much to cover, but give
We
us a
have
few
tons of them.
highlights.
Yeah, I have a lot of different sedums. We have 21 sedums this year. This wonderful juniper looking plant is juniper thyme. It's soft. This right here, this is mini marguerite. Hot, dry spots, a great place for where you have erosion problems, and you're going to get a yellow flower with it.
And we've been looking at mostly annuals, but some of these will be
These are
perennial as
all
well.
the ground covers are perennials. That is Sempervirum's black. This is variegated hydrocotyl, shade and wet.
And it has such a nice delicate
Yes.
foliage. What about this beautiful
That is
color?
an echeveria, and it's great. It needs a little shade in the afternoon, but I mean, it is a really great structural plant for in your pots or as a house plant in a bright spot in the
Before
house.
we leave, can you tell us about this one here?
This is cypress
Beautiful.
big, and it's another one of those plants. It goes from light shade to full sun. It can go from a pond to a bog to a dry spot to a bright spot in your house as a house plant.
I
It's a
always
great
like those
plant.
that you could bring in over the winter and bring them back
Yeah.
out the next spring.
Always
And you
make-
have it mixed with some
with
of the other
other-
annuals we've
yes.
looked at. Beautiful combination. Well, April, we have a lot of exciting annuals for this season. Thanks for sharing them with me.
We hope you've enjoyed this classic from the Oklahoma Gardening Vault. Remember, even though these tips and techniques are timeless, there's always something new to learn in the world of gardening. By subscribing to both Oklahoma Gardening and OK Gardening Classics, you'll have access to a wealth of gardening knowledge, both classic and contemporary.